G'day guys, welcome to our first installation of our Ayahuasca Diaries series where I basically explain my Ayahuasca ceremonies here in Arcana and unpack my mind for you guys in a raw and unfiltered way. Ayahuasca is a very complex plant technology that works in this mysterious yet purpose-filled way, almost like a cohesive narrative that unfolds itself with each ceremony. So that being said, in order to get a bigger picture of what is happening here, I invite you to watch my videos chronicling my ayahuasca experiences, which will be released here on YouTube. So click on that subscribe button if you haven't already and leave a comment below. I would also like to invite you to check out our website, yourmatetom.com, and join our email clan. You guys know this. YouTube can be a bunch of, can't really say the word here, but a bit dodgy and hide my videos from you guys and even unsubscribe some of you from my channel, which I've heard a few times now. So to avoid this madness, come join my email list, and this will be the best way to have a direct communication from me to you guys and just keep you in the loop, let you know future events and things like this. Make sure you teleport into this weird dimension by going on yourmatetom.com and giving me your email address. I need your email address. Did my first ayahuasca ceremony and didn't get much sleep, so I thought I might as well just make this video before I do my purgative in about 20 minutes. It's pretty interesting. It wasn't too intense. It was actually quite mild, but my intention was just to reconnect with the medicine, and I explicitly asked ayahuasca to be extra gentle with me, so that's pretty much what it was, Drank the brew, had about a quarter shot, which is like really small, and I'm sitting in bed just trying to hold the medicine down, because it's best not to purge immediately, otherwise you might not get the desired effect, so it's good to hold it in for at least half an hour. And did that, just sat there holding it in, and I was going in a very kind of light trance, sort of like that hypnagogic state where you're in between falling asleep and wakefulness. So I was in that kind of space, not very strong visuals, like very slight, but just in my mind's eye, but again, very similar to when you're about to fall asleep. Half an hour passed, I purged, and coincidentally that's when the Icaros started, and man, it was really amazing because there were 4 shamans, 2 males, 2 females, and like they're all a family together, so of course the chemistry is going to be really amazing and on point. And so the Icaros was like this really nice harmonized orchestra, and I was just kind of sitting there meditating, contemplating, just going through thought to thought, but not trying to analyze much, because I've been guilty during ayahuasca ceremony to try to really focus and remember certain insights, like, all right, I've got to remember this, and write it down. I don't physically write it down, but just like a mental note, and it kind of takes you out of the trip, And I remember having an ayahuasca ceremony a few years ago where every time I would focus in on the trip, the vision would just freeze, and then I would let go of my focus, kind of broaden my awareness, and then it'd start moving again, sort of like life, right? As soon as you try to kind of look at it through a microscope, it kind of stops in a weird way. I hope that makes sense, but if it doesn't, whatever. Exhausted, man. And this was the first ayahuasca ceremony where I fell asleep, actually, which was really interesting. I just
kept sleeping, just having trippy dreams, and then I'd wake up and I was like, oh shit, oh yeah, that's right, I'm in an ayahuasca ceremony. And then I'd fall asleep again, then I'd wake up, and I'd fall asleep again, and then I'd wake up until they'd call you up and do a personal ikoros, do some cleansing. But yeah, I feel like after an hour, it went down. I was pretty... sober's not the right word, because if there's one thing that I would say about this trip is that I wasn't sober, but I wasn't tripping, And I felt it in my body, especially. I was just like exhausted. But I didn't get the fantastical visions. There was no talking to spirits or deities or profound insights or anything like that. But I wasn't necessarily looking for that per se. And visions can be very entertaining, of course, but just like visual candy, it can be kind of distracting and take you away from what you're there for, unless you're there just to have an entertaining, fantastical visual experience, and I guess you get what you're looking for. But no, not for me. I feel like if it's too intense, I just get overwhelmed and I get distracted from what I was there to begin with. After the ceremony ended, we just had some fruit, had a chat with the people in the group, and a lot of people had very profound experiences. Like, this guy was just telling me that he died and he was like trying to find himself and shit like that, and I heard a few similar experiences. So there was a lot of people who had very profound first ceremonies, and the vast majority of the group is their first time. Actually, if I remember correctly, I might be the only person, or maybe there's one other guy who's done ayahuasca before. So yeah, I was surprised how many like fresh beginners there are. It just kind of reminded me when I was like a few years ago, first doing ayahuasca, just this nervous kid who was depressed, anxious, lost, addicted, and it just reminded me, how this medicine really saved my life in a lot of ways, and got me on that path to self-discovery and purpose, but in a really profound, intense way, And then the last time I did ayahuasca, as you guys know, I had a very heavy experience, and I actually thought I was never going to do ayahuasca again. I thought I was never going to do psychedelics again, but especially ayahuasca. But here I am. Life has a funny way of bringing you back to these sorts of experiences, and I still don't understand exactly why I had that horrific trip. I have some theories, of course, and some interpretations, but I'm sure, just like any psychedelic experience, like, man, it could be 5, 10, 15 years until I put those dots together, and sometimes that's how they work, right? I mean, sometimes you might just know exactly what you came for, the lessons that you need to learn, and you understand the trip immediately. Other trips, it takes a little bit longer. Could take a month, 6 months. Other trips, like Jose was telling me, that sometimes you might have like, one ayahuasca trip, not understand what the fuck it was so confusing and overwhelming, and then 100 ceremonies later, you put the two pieces together. Actually, it wasn't Jose, it was someone else, but whatever. But the point being is that even if you don't understand what's going on, it doesn't... Well, first of all, you don't have to, because I think, like many of us in the Western world, we have a very rational mind that tries to analyze everything, and that can kind of be a hindrance to these sorts of experiences, which is very irrational, It's just... it's very hard to put your mind to it, and... yeah, so overall, it was very, very mild trip, but ayahuasca was very gentle. It wasn't overwhelming. I mean, I got sick and I purged but after half an hour, I was quite fine, and just being happy, lying down in my bed, dreaming, kind of having my rest, and it was good. Woke up at 6, and here I am. It's going to be an interesting journey for sure, and this is just the beginning, of course. This is like the introduction. Ayahuasca saying, hello there. I actually remember the last dream I had during the ayahuasca ceremony. I was like telling Jose and the shaman about my experience, and they offer you a second dose. And of course, I could have taken it, but I can't stomach second doses. I've never had a second ayahuasca dose in my life. I've been close once, but then that's when ayahuasca slapped me and get the fuck down, boy. And I had an intense trip, but this time it was just... I just can't stomach it. That's why I just like to have my proper dose in the beginning, so then I don't have to worry about it, but I didn't want to push it in the first ceremony. So no, this is good. I'm just getting to know ayahuasca again, trusting the process, trusting myself, which is really important. And I just it's actually really surreal being here because of just how much of a stronger foundation I have in my mind, and how much I can center myself. And I know my purpose so much more now. And of course there's more to learn, obviously, and of course there's always going to be weight to shed, but I'm not desperately trying to chase it anymore. And I'm just so grateful to have this experience, and to be with Dakota, who's like an awesome friend, and to have you guys and be on this journey with like-minded people who are going through very similar things, and it's amazing. It made me, I don't know, just being here made me realize how much I miss this experience, this community, this tribe, because when I get back home, I'm happy. I'm genuinely happy and fulfilled at home, but it's very easy for me if I stay too long at home, it's kind of easy for me to fall back into a rut, and I get back into bad habits. And I have my friends, I have my girlfriend and all that kind of stuff, but I don't have a true community like this, and even when you're going through shit experiences, you're going through it together. So it's still beautiful. I'm about to go throw up my guts because I smoked weed. It's actually not just because I smoked weed, it's because I personally have a addictive tendency with it, as you guys know. So the shamans recommended that I clear my system so I can be more open to the medicine. Yeah. See what happens. See you on the other side. Peace. Can you describe your very first ayahuasca experience? There we go. Just the main nuggets, generally speaking.
So last night was our first ceremony here. We're in Arcana in the middle of the jungle. Got some birds behind us. So, yeah, last night was my first ceremony of ayahuasca ever, and our first ceremony here at the retreat. And I intentionally took it light. I took the smallest dose that they offered, and
a quarter cup.
Yeah, a quarter cup, and it was chill, so easy. It was really gentle. I got some nice introspection. It really gave me what I asked for. I really was just please, just show me something. It was really euphoric actually in the beginning.
Really?
I remember feeling it through my legs and stuff, like almost orgasmic feeling in my legs.
Nice.
And I was I got nervous, and I was talking to my body, talking myself through it, and I was just giving myself a high five. I was we got this, don't worry about it. And then ayahuasca started coming on, I could feel it, and I would just put my arms out, and I was just I invited her in to just come. And once I could kind of tell that the medicine was there, I was I don't know what I need healed. And the medicine asked me a question, and it was so direct and simple. It was how can you be a better friend to yourself? And I was fuck. Because I was I don't really know what I need to be healed. I feel I'm pretty okay right now. And she was with the most simple thing, it was look at the way you treat yourself. How can you be a better friend to yourself? It's the most simple thing. And then as soon as she said that, I was fuck. Yeah, I get it. I see how I'm a little hard on myself. And that's such a simple answer. How could you be nicer to yourself? I didn't even think about that as an intention, or as yeah. So that's pretty much it.
And then how does that play into your intention for tonight?
I don't know. I don't know. I think just not going into it with expectations and just letting it happen is the best thing for me. Yeah. Because I don't want to I don't know, you start having expectations and then it doesn't happen, you start oh, that's not what I wanted, or you start trying to reach for something or push it away, or
yeah.
You know what I mean?
It's that expectation, your rational mind trying to cling on to an experience.
You can't have that, because then it will just...
It'll chew you up, man.
Yeah.
You gotta let that shit go.
So, tonight I'm gonna do the same dose tonight, start off real small again, because we have so many ceremonies still. We're doing 2 weeks of ceremonies, so we got a shitload of time to go deep.
No rush.
So I'm chilling. I felt I was really sending love out to everybody and trying to help anyone I could notice was struggling, just beaming love at them. And I felt that was my part in the ceremony last night, and like, yeah, I'm just gonna just chill, do another quarter cup, and then do the second dose. I didn't do the second dose last night, so I'm gonna re-dose it and then do a total of a half cup throughout this full ceremony.
Yeah.
And that's tonight.
That's it. Actually, I forgot to mention, because I did a video this morning, apparently our ceremony ended at 4:30 in the morning, dude.
Yeah.
That's fucking insane. And then what happened with the Justina? Like, she got like really high up.
Oh yeah.
And then
So so the shaman got stoned. And I guess like typically this don't happen, like where the shaman will need to be like, I guess if you start having an intense trip, you can take lemon and it'll chill you out.
Yeah, that's what they did to me when I lost my mind.
Did it help?
Yeah, they gave lemon with salt, and not straight away, but
It helps.
10 minutes later I came back like 100% stone cold sober. So
Wow.
I don't know if that's it, because I also had the shaman like energetically sucking the medicine out. So.
And so she had to do 3 lemons, so that's how like intense she was. And we were talking to her, and she has a family in the astral realm. Like she has a father in the astral realm, a cousin in the astral realm, and she said last night was so intense that they were helping her in the ceremony and that they were there. And apparently, like, her astral spirit dad, her ayahuasca father, will come and steal stuff from people. So like if you disrupt the ceremony, like one girl secretly recorded the Icaros on her phone, and her phone disappeared till the end of the retreat. And the shaman said that's because her astral dad stole her phone because she was kind of disrupting the ceremony.
The last day.
I don't know.
And you like misplace your camera, and you're thinking like, oh,
I lost my camera. I lost my camera for a little bit, and I was like, oh god, no.
Please no. And there's no way to find it as well.
Yeah, I don't know what I believe about all this stuff, but
we'll see after the chanta. That'll be interesting.
Yeah, we'll see after the chanta.
Yeah, man. Well,
yeah.
Second
Life
ceremony.
is magic.
Oh, what was this, guys?
What are you guys doing? Come on.
These guys are always together. Right?
Yeah, they're homies. Come on. Oh.
Ooh.
You guys watch YouTube?
As I'm going through my I was just so grateful for her presence and everything that she's done. I allowed myself to grieve.
I also want to give a shout out to my good friend Jason Stephenson, who does awesome free guided meditations. It's always good to do some meditation training and prep your mind for these type of psychedelic experiences. So go check out the description box below, click the link, and I'll see you on the other side. Peace. A massive shout out to all our patrons for supporting us and making this YouTube channel a reality. You guys are legends, especially our top generous patrons. Thank you. If you've received any value from our channel, then please feel free to support the show by becoming a monthly supporter on Patreon or buying some merch. Check the links below. Love you guys. Enjoy the video.